Well, if you thought trade was the scariest battle between the U.S. and China, today, China's defense minister, Wei Feng, told Defense Secretary Jim Mattis and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo that, quote, military confrontation between the U.S. and China would spell disaster for all. Yes, he used the word disaster. He's talking about this. South China Sea. Take a look at the artificial islands that China somehow manufactured in disputed waters that now have everyone from Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines crying foul. The Chinese built them up and then firmly planted fighter jets, cruise missiles, and radar systems on them. More than half a dozen incidents in the disputed sea in the last few years, but it's a recent confrontation where a Chinese ship, a warship, threatened a U.S. naval ship, and it's got foreign policy experts calling the South China Sea a ticking time bomb. Can the U.S. and China defuse it in time? We bring in the foremost foreign policy expert in the Western world, Council on Foreign Relations President Richard Haass. We're a little bit into hyperbolic talk here. You are, though. You are the man who always understands how every country thinks. Now, in the last few hours, Richard, Secretary Mattis said that during the meeting, both sides sought ways to lessen tensions in the South China Sea. Are you any less worried today than yesterday?
The short answer is no. China, as you say, has been militarizing and expanding these islands despite their pledge not to. The United States doesn't have claims to any of the islands, but what we want to do is be able to sail through, treat them as international waters. We're against any unilateral Chinese action. So I think the chance of an incident, which we nearly had, as you correctly said, that chance remains high.
Okay, but it's not like, and you say a chance of accident. Look on your screen. Now, this is a picture taken of a Chinese warship. It might not be the Chinese warship, but it was one that came in near collision with the USS Decatur, which is one of these guided missile destroyers, near collision. And it's not like we have a really great relationship and, oops, there was an accident here. We're in the middle of a trade dispute at the moment. So how do you see this, ramping up or cooling down?
Look, I think we're taking a step farther back. We've got a trade dispute and really an economic dispute with China is fundamental. And why it's so important is economics for the last 20, 25 years were the foundation of U.S.-Chinese relations, and now that foundation is a source of friction. People are unhappy with what China's doing inside. It's becoming more repressive, and people are unhappy with a more assertive Chinese foreign policy, including but not limited to what we're talking about with the South China Sea. So, you know, the new language is, are we getting close to a new Cold War between the United States and China? We're not there yet. It's not inevitable. But right now, this is a relationship that essentially is lacking anything in the way, or much in the way, that is positive. It's a question of whether we can cooperate on North Korea. At the moment, that looks shaky. And what you heard today from the Chinese leaders, the central issue in some ways for them wasn't even the South China Sea, Liz. It was Taiwan. And the question of whether the United States or whether people on Taiwan are beginning to do things that would pose a threat to the way we have finessed this for the last 40 years. So again, there's any number of things that could push this relationship off track.
What is your guess and expectation for the G20? I'll be going with Fox Business, and we'll be watching this meeting between President Trump and Xi Jinping of China.
I don't see how one meeting or dinner between President Trump and Xi Jinping can resolve the full range of economic issues. It's not just tariff and non-tariff barriers. It's state subsidies. It's intellectual property theft. There's a lot, and I don't see how it lends itself to a quick and easy negotiation.
I'm just watching, and it's just amazing to see what may or may not happen. Richard Haass, will you be there at the G20?
No, even though my Spanish is okay, I won't be there. I'll let you do the translation from Buenos Aires.
Okay, well, at least you have the accent, Buenos Aires. Richard Haass, thank you very much. And
thank you.
This could all come to a head when President Trump meets with Xi of China at the G20 in Argentina. It's November 30th. I will be there, the voice of Fox Business, covering all the action. So stay tuned.